I think the danger of the single story really comes down to um, ignorance and just being ill-informed, misinformed. Um, from the TED Talk we watched, I think the real crux of her story was that the the issue with the single story is that um, it kind of heightens stereotypes and it makes it's it's very easy to see how youth can be so impressionable and how if you're not part of the story itself and you only hear one side of a story, you can certainly fall into the trap of thinking that that's truth, right? That's the way that these stereotypes make up the world. So, looking at my own life, I think there are two moments that really hit home for me where the single story became an issue. The first was, I think I was in maybe third, fourth, fifth grade even. I remember, we were standing in the lunch line and some kids came up behind me and they just asked me, "Oh, John, where are you from?" And I said, "Well, in my head I was thinking, well, I'm American, obviously, duh." Um, and I responded saying, "I'm American." And they looked confused. They all kind of snickered and laughed. And then they asked me again, "No, but like, where are you from? We're all American, but where are you from?" And that's, I think, when it really hit home for me that a lot of Americans hadn't even known that Pakistan was a country before the tragic events of 9/11. I remember that's the first time um, after September 11th that people really began to look into the geography and the landscape of the Middle East and Southern Asia. And that's when people started to make connections like, oh, you're Indian. Oh, no, you're not Indian, you're Pakistani, but isn't that the same thing? So that's one side of where I think, the single story issue really affected me. Um, and again, all of these people, some of them I still talk to today, they're all lovely men and women. But I think the single story really shows its roots because it has a way of being so impressionable, especially, for youth. Um, Another time I think the single story issue, was really pertinent in my life was when I came out as gay. Um, you know, many friends and family just kind of said, well, you don't act gay. Um, does this mean you're going to start wearing makeup? Are you going to start dressing in women's clothing? And I'm just sitting here thinking like, wow, this is not what being gay is. This is not the full story. And, we're learning, I think, as a culture and as a society that um, gender fluidity and the way we want to express our sexual orientation and our identity, it's really a spectrum. So although I may not be what some consider, although I may not look gay to some, I may look gay to others. And, both of those are on opposite ends of the spectrum, and they're both problematic in that there is no one mold for what a gay man, a gay Pakistani American man, um, should be looking or acting like. So, again, to reference the TED Talk, I think the stories that the speaker brought up are so relevant. She was saying that although she was not a white woman, her stories that she wrote from her childhood were all they all had white characters, and that was one side of that was one danger of having a single-sided story. And the only way I think we can correct that and move past that is really just to be open-minded, immerse ourselves in different cultures and different situations which make us uncomfortable so that we may learn and grow. And I'm happy to report that, those factors don't affect me as much because I am on the front lines of my own life. I am my own advocate. And if someone is giving me the single sided story, it's up to me to teach them. Thank you.